You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to hire a professional voice actor and pay him absurd amounts of money to say,
I like this product.
Not sure why that was better. I mean, I'm a professional too, but we didn't pay him to say the business part, so back to me. Save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. Sorry, I know hearing me say it was a bit of a letdown. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
You and I have tuned into the. You and I have tuned into the. You and I have tuned into the Fraudcast.
What are we talking about today?
I figured you were going to catch up on those episodes.
I did. I caught up on those episodes, and then the next episode and a half, I think, of UK. Not the UK that came out today. We're recording this on Sunday, right? There's one that came out today. I'm like halfway through that episode, but I caught up as of last night, Saturday night. Yeah. So let's talk Caribbean.
There you go. Like, tell me what you know.
Okay. Well, I didn't quite get the last 10 minutes. I missed the conversation between when Frankie called Gabby and Abby. Like he was about to call them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to fill me in on what happened there. So we have with Frank, with that whole thing, right? So Gabby and Abby forgave each other and everything was fine. They decided to have a ceremony, and not like a wedding, but like a commitment ceremony, I guess, not a legal wedding. And then, and I guess the friend was there, and then the friend was back in wherever Frankie's from, talking to Frankie, and told Frankie that he told everything, right? That Frankie didn't want to come out because of this and that. And Frankie has the nerve to get mad at this dude. So I have an issue with this. Frankie's all mad at him. He's mad at the girls because how dare they, have a ceremony.
Right.
Like he was all like butthurt about it, like a typical male. I'm sorry. Like his poor fragile ego was they chose each other over him or whatever. And then he gets mad at his friend for having said anything. It wasn't your place to do that, man. And he's like, fuck you.
Well, he's just kind of like, what were you going to tell them? What were we going to tell them? Because I think he was just going to let it be silent.
And not tell the girls why he didn't come out and just let them be mad.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that this commitment ceremony is like TLC fuckery?
I do. I think the whole thing is TLC fuckery. And there's a number of reasons I think that. One, like the timeline of how things happened with the girls having this commitment ceremony, I mean, theoretically, you could pull that commitment ceremony together. Like you could pull any commitment ceremony together in, 10 minutes if you wanted, depending on what you have there. But the way that ceremony looked, like they didn't pull that together in a day, right? Like that had been planned. And so if it had been planned, how come we didn't hear anything about it? Why was it planned? What was going on, with all of that? And then Frankie, we've never seen him actually in Mexico, right? Have we seen pictures? Like I'm wondering. So he the friend flew there, but the storyline was Frankie, but we never saw Frankie there. So does he have something wrong with his passport? Like, why couldn't he fly there? Why did the storyline have to be like this, where the friends went and they filmed it? Like, what was TLC's impetus in this? Was it the relationship between the girls, but in order to fit into the 90-Day Fiance story box that they have to do, they feel like they have to do? Did they throw in the Frankie angle to make it that way? But the storyline is really about the relationship between the two girls, because let's face it really was, right? It was them dealing with their, betrayal, not betrayal. And, which I still think is all bullshit. It's probably just a way to tie it back to the United States.
Right.
Yeah, I think is all made up, or something happened within the storyline, like that they were actually filming that made it not be able to do what they wanted to do. So they had to find a way to make it work. And they kind of just didn't care because it's TLC and some of their stuff is really, really low effort.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. I just feel, yeah, I feel like something, I mean, it would be weird. It's like the friends going out there. No, I don't know. That would be too weird to for them to come up with. I'm like, what is the friends going out there to actually go to this ceremony because they're friends with both the girls and
right.
They're gonna make this. I thought I don't know.
Like it's the whole thing. It's just bizarre. Like they it's all these weird parts that they like tried to make fit this box of 90 Day Fiance, the Caribbean, because both these girls are, but they're in Mexico, right? So it's not really the Caribbean, right? Or is that,
right.
I mean, so, TLC, some of the stuff that they do. I like some of these storylines. I like some of the people on this. They were much more compelling than like, say, the current season. But some of the storylines were like, just okay, come on, TLC. Although I admit the storyline about the two guys in their search for a compromise, but with them both being tops, I found that an amusing storyline because I feel like that's a real life issue.
I'm pretty sure that would happen.
And that's like seeing how they're going to navigate it and how that plays out. That was kind of fascinating for me. I do think the whole polyamory storyline carried on far too long of their storyline because I feel like there were other aspects of their relationship I would have liked to have seen more of. We're talking about Carlos and Valentine now, right?
Oh yeah, we're
sorry, my brain switched. And like I would have liked to have seen more with the sister, unless that was all bullshit too, because like it was all perfect and cleaned up within a dinner, which we know family issues. Because family issues are so neat and clean and easy to handle in a 40-minute dinner conversation, right?
Yeah.
If there were genuine issues there, I would have liked to have seen that actually more. I don't need to hear as much about being versed and tops and bottoms and all that. As fascinating as all of that is, I would have liked to have seen other aspects of their relationship. Because I do feel there were some, like when they stopped making it being about those issues and just had them connecting as normal people in a relationship who somehow, who had fallen in love, like letting us see them actually being in love was nice. When he did the birthday thing and all of this, like it was nice for that to see them just being each other and seeing why they love each other. Like so many of these couples you get, like they don't seem like the manufactured conflict makes it seem like they have no chemistry. What made these two people fall in love to begin with? We don't often get to see that a lot. And with Carlos and Valentine, I feel like we finally got to see some of that after they made their deal about we'll revisit polyamory in a couple of years.
Yeah. Or they've been together for a while already. And I don't know.
They're finally just comfortable with each other.
I mean, I don't know. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, now I'm thrown off. No, okay. I'm just like, hey, wait a minute. What's the spin here? Because
right. What's the spin? But you do like with that couple specifically, just because it's, fresh on my mind, and it is definitely others. But with that one right now, like from the minute he landed, they were like at each other's throats, and you didn't see anything of like, what is it that attracted these two people together to begin with?
Right.
You don't see any of that relationship because of this manufactured fighting all the time, all this conflict. And then when they decide to let that storyline go, okay, everything's fine. We're going to agree to, revisit this in a couple of years. Suddenly they're relaxed. Everything's fine. Everything's happy. And you get to see them really interact with each other. And I find that refreshing sometimes. I like the genuine stories, that. That's why I like UK.
Well, the genuine stories are nice, but they're usually boring, right? So like the whole story of them both being tops, it's like, okay, there's a lot of relationships that end up like that, where you get two bottoms. But I've never seen like that be like the focus of the tension. Right. You know what I mean? Like right. A lot of my friends who have ended up in that situation, like just, the personality, that's just what it is, you just like
deal with it. Like
you find ways
to
satisfy thy appetite and you go on with life It doesn't
Right?
end up being this like gigantic.
It's like any
point.
any other sex trick, right?
It's like if you're hetero,
sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't,
Right.
Some people are better at certain things than other people. And if they're, you figure it out.
Shit. I know straight couples that have issues because they're both tops.
Exactly. Right? I mean,
it's a mindset too.
it really is.
So funny.
I mean, you're not going to get two like submissives together in a relationship, right?
Oh,
you're always
you
going to
can.
have
You can.
Really? I mean, it's not the dominant and the submissive.
Well, it's not. I mean, they're not BDSM, I don't think, but like.
Well, no, but I'm saying in that context, like
usually you always get a more dominant personality.
Right.
And even if you have two submissives, they're not at the same level. There's always going to be a more dominant submissive.
Right. So
but you will get those two passive people, like the people that don't know where they want to eat for dinner. And it becomes a 2-hour ordeal because they both want the other person to decide. Just saying, like,
yeah, I don't know. What do you want?
I'm like, you guys need to like
somebody make a goddamn decision. It's fine. It's not the end of the world if you pick the wrong dinner place.
Seriously, I was debating on making a spin the wheel that has
about restaurants,
all the different categories. So restaurants, eat at home, do this, do that. And I'm like, spin it. We'll spin it and be like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Well, then decide. What do you want?
It's like the Notebook. I don't know.
Oh God, the Notebook.
What about I need to make Post-it notes with these people's faces on them. Because I'm just going to say the scenario. The lady who married,
Johan and Natalie.
Yes. You know who I'm trying to get at.
She's from New York. He's from the Dominican. Yes.
And the 1 minute conversation that changed her mind about.
Right. Even though the couples counseling and her best friend guidance and all that stuff, everything was saying, no, don't do this. She said, oh, okay.
She's like, but he smiled. So I think I'm going to give it a try.
Because penises were really, really big and pretty and soft. So I'm going to say, okay.
Well,
I feel like that's it. I feel like she's digmatized with this guy. Right? Like what? Oh, I feel like Ariana was like that with Sherlon too.
Oh my God.
But then she got pregnant and had the baby, and now it's that changes things. So there's a different level happening there too.
Well, because but I feel like there's all about that.
I feel like there's a large level of being digmatized.
Oh my God.
And I think what's her name just wants to marry. God, I can't say it. My head would make me edit it out if I say it. She just wants to marry the BBC and live in the islands. That's it.
That's so bad. He's gonna make you edit that out.
Yes, he is.
Oh my dear Lord!
Why did you say that? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Don't you know what that means? No.
If only our listeners could hear some of the other outtakes that he's had to edit out. But I feel like that's what she wants, right? Like that's the impression I get with her. And he is young and wants to move to the United States. And she's like, oh, no. I just want to live a carefree spiritual life on the islands.
I feel like it's such a repeat of whatchamacallit, Stephanie and Ryan.
My 25-year-old boyfriend from Belize. If she
actually did get married to him, if I just feel this like same dynamic of he's too young and not really. He
just wanted to move to the United States.
Yeah. And she wants,
She, I believe, has convinced herself that this is true love And if this storyline about, we always talked about me moving to the Dominican instead of him moving to the United States, which I don't buy that, but say for, argument's sake that is true. And that's what she does really want. I feel like she's just, as spiritual and carefree as she is in that regard, I feel like her wanting to be, move out of New York and move to an island and just be spiritual and free and wild and sort of like run around nude on the beach and all of that. Like, I feel like that's her. Like, that's what she wants. And so she's fantasized this relationship with Johan to be that and make it like it's real love when he is just seeing the green card.
Or a change of pace too. Because I mean, a lot of times, I know we say green card is the goal, but I think sometimes they just want to get the fuck out of where they are. And you see it as an opportunity to just not, if someone was going to whisk me away to Iceland and give me like an ice card, I'd be like, let's go.
An ice card?
Yeah.
What's that?
Because it wouldn't be Greenland, so I wouldn't get a green card.
Oh my God. Not.
I haven't had coffee today, okay? Shut up.
Oh my God. You did not.
But I don't know. Like, I would totally be like, yeah, I'll play the game. You're going to take me to Tokyo. Fuck, let's go. I don't know. We can only dissect so much with these couples, but I feel like for the first time, can't really identify where TLC is fucking with us, which is fine. I like the not sure, but going back to the Mexico situation, I feel like the whole ceremony thing was TLC.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, why the fuck are they having a light wedding when they both thought that they were going to be with this guy and one thought that she was going to? What the fuck? Why would you have a ceremony? Yeah, it wasn't to spite him, because you got to plan for that shit. You don't just wake up one day and say, hey, you want to like fuck with so-and-so and just pretend like we're getting married while his friends are here. Oh my God. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
but
no, I think you're right. I think absolutely TLC set all that up. TLC just loves a big ending, right? It's got to be a proposal with a promise ring or an appreciation ring. I'm sorry. Jesse and his appreciation ring.
Appreciation ring.
Right.
Dude.
Like, or an actual wedding, or, it's Tim giving Jennifer the ring.
Do you think that Jesse is just reusing the ring that Tim got Jennifer because it's appreciation? He's getting
the ring that Tim gave Jennifer that Tim had already given to Veronica.
He didn't give it to Veronica.
Yeah, he did.
I know, but we know that wasn't fucking true.
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah. It was, because
that's right, but Tim and Jennifer were fake anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Tim and Jennifer were fake. The whole relationship thing was fake. So the actual quote unquote proposal at the end, I'm saying, is just TLC fuckery. Right?
Do you think she's going to be like Jennifer Meester?
Somebody sent me a DM saying that they might have broken up, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't follow them.
I can't imagine that was enough man for her. I'm sorry. She's like, want to have sex? You go, no, let's take an Instagram picture first.
Then she saw his website and she was like, oh no.
She's like, do you actually sell any of these items? He goes, no. She's like, okay, well.
And then he was like, read my book, baby.
Oh my God, I can't. having sex with the audiobook is the background.
He totally would. That's totally Jesse with a picture with his
why
calendar
are we so
on the
off
wall.
Topic? Anyways.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to hire a professional voice actor and pay him absurd amounts of money to say,
I like this product.
Not sure why that was better. I mean, I'm a professional too, but we didn't pay him to say the business part, so back to me. Save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. Sorry, I know hearing me say it was a bit of a letdown. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
O'Reilly. Trust the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your car, like 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil, just $32.95. Extend the life of your vehicle, improve performance, and protect your engine against sludge and wear with Mobil 1 full synthetic. On sale now at O'Reilly Auto Parts and O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh, Sherlon and Ariana. Okay, I like what's happening with them. I like seeing Ariana sort of being a normal person and being like, oh, okay. Like, it doesn't have to be always about marriage. Like, okay. Like,
yeah, she was going a little heavy about that.
Yeah.
Just like, why don't you just enjoy being
hurt.
together? Yeah,
she
I
seemed
get it.
hurt that he just played her, right? Just to get some, and now that they have a baby, I do enjoy seeing him like talking about, like, before he was like, when the baby was just an abstract thought to him, and he's just like, I'm going to do whatever. You can't tie me down. I'm just going to sleep at all the people at the swingers resort, like whatever, like be naked on the beach, whatever he wanted to do. But then when he met Odin and got to interact with him and stuff, he was like all in on being a father. And that kind of changed him. And I feel like that actually came across as very genuine to me.
Yes, I think that I feel like he was probably on that thought path in the beginning, but he can be a father without being married. But I know they got to get married to get him over there.
Well, I think they ended with him talking about applying for regular visa, like a visitor visa.
Right. I think that's going to be the best, like locking him into a marriage. And I could see her literally hanging it over his head every minute that he doesn't do something she wants him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Her and her mother would be dangling that. Well, you're only here because of us. And,
Mm-hmm.
we've seen that happen a lot with the 90-day people who like to use that as the weapons, but
so Daniel and Amber, okay, so they have been moved back to the United States and married, and she is doing the drinking too much, everything falls on me, I pay for everything, you do nothing, it's so stressful, you drink too if you or me scenario. And he's like, I can't work and you're just being a bitch. And like,
I never understand why they get upset when the person who comes over can't do anything.
I know,
because they literally can't
they know that
do anything.
They know that.
And I think most of the time the arguments like with theirs, like I think their bumps came from the bickering with money.
And they're young and they don't know how to handle that stuff and handle conversations about that stuff. I mean, when I was, in college and stuff, I couldn't have those kinds of conversations with my roommates without them exploding because I didn't know how to communicate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, how many knockdown drag out fights over dishes, because none of us knew how to like fucking say, hey, it really bothers me when the dishes are not cleaned right away. Can you make a better effort to clean them? None of us knew how to say that back.
No one communicates like that. No.
Right.
I mean, on their Instagrams, it looks like they're still together. So
I think they are.
Yeah. I think they are. Yeah. Because it would have been, they got married in August last year. And so they're still, I don't know. Wow. Are K1 visas moving that fast now?
I think, once like they opened up and cleared the logjam, I think some of them.
They made it sound like those things took forever.
Yeah, they got married in August of 21. Okay.
I'm just being nosy.
Oh yeah, well that's what we do. I was hoping that this week, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it, but I was hoping this week that you been able to research our friend Sean from Japan.
No, there's nothing to find.
Nothing to find.
He's just a boring guy with the saw table.
But a really nice saw.
You messed up being here. All right, so I guess we're jumping to UK.
I don't know, are we? Sorry,
You're just thinking about his really nice saw. It's okay.
No.
It's all right.
Like I know how much you like that really nice saw.
His tool. That saw was nice.
You did like his tool.
Oh my God.
Is there anybody else left on on
No,
Caribbean?
if you don't remember them, then they're not important.
Yeah. So UK, let's talk about Sean. We need to talk about Sean. Or nobody talks about Sean. I don't know. So all of these suspicions that she has about him are starting to, she's getting, all of her red flags are starting to sort of come true. Like,
and she is Victoria, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She is verifying all these things. Like, she's like, I suspect things, you know, he's not being honest with me about this. And so I pressed him a little bit more. And then, you know, it sort of comes out that, oh yeah, he was in fact still married.
Right.
And like, so with his wife, you know, not one of those, like, we filed for divorce, but it hasn't been finalized yet situations. It sounds like they were still together when she met her.
Because he didn't tell her about his previous marriage. And
she was saying
yet to divorce his current wife.
Wait, so he said 2? I thought that was all the same.
No. I mean, I'm saying in like one sentence, he didn't tell her about his. Previous marriage, his current marriage. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Or his
I'm like, wait, there's 2 marriages?
I say previous because, you know, he's with her now, but
yeah, a previous relationship. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. He didn't tell her that. And then like, he was evasive about whether he was still married or not. And then he was showing her the, I think it's in this next episode, the one that came out today, I think, is when he's showing her this divorce certificate allegedly. And she's like, so if I show this to a Japanese speaking friend, they'll be able to tell me that's a certified divorce, you know, decree.
Right.
And that's the last I saw. So I don't know.
Certified divorce decree.
Certified divorce decrees. That's what they're called.
I heard dickery.
That too.
I just these people.
I know. And so then she's sitting around, she's talking about feeling like a homewrecker and stuff. And I'm sorry, sweetheart, like, you didn't know he was still married. I feel like a homewrecker is someone who does that intentionally and doesn't care, right? And is trying to break up the home because they don't give a shit, you know, or whatever. It's like but this girl, she didn't know he was still married. So I feel like she went into it without any intent. Therefore, she's not a quote unquote homewrecker.
Right. I mean, a homewrecker is just a title, right? This person, it's usually the person they blame for the marriage going bad.
Right.
Even if they didn't know, like, you can say, oh, you're just a homewrecker. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But if he's already separated from her, that's different. She would be more of a homewrecker if, like, he was going back to Japan to his wife.
Right. And she did ask him, am I part of the reason you guys got divorced? And he was evasive about that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of an insightful question, because that actually will give you an answer. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a substantive
did she
question.
know about her? Ooh.
Like, you know, that's a substantive question. And somebody not ignoring the red flags, which is something we see too often on 90 Day, right? You know? And so they just bring up these quote unquote red flags to make it, you know, to make drama. And this is like, okay, there's some real red flags here. Wait a minute. I'm going to call him on this stuff and I'm going to ask him about it. And he's completely evasive about all of it. So do you think your theory about him being just like not wanting his job and all that stuff to be known publicly, do you think that theory still holds?
It's hard because I don't know how popular 90 Day Fiance is in Japan. Mm-hmm. I should actually ask my Japanese friend if she's seen or if they care about this show, because sometimes they don't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But depending on what his actual career is, it could depend. Or, you know, doesn't want his wife to be able to watch it. I don't know. Like, if things were not good in that department, I'd feel like you can't use my real name, or his real name is so difficult that I have two thoughts. His name is too difficult for people with the American tongue to pronounce, and so it's irrelevant for him to have it there. Like, people butcher Hanakawa. Right. Okay, I've gotten called Haniqua because I'm black. It must be a urban name.
Oh my God. Racism, it hurts.
No, but it's just like, if it's difficult, don't bother. Or his parents, I think his parents are two nationalities. I think that he could have had I'm Bob Takanawa, and that's just what it is.
Right.
That's what happened. You're
Right,
like, oh,
right.
wow, Takanawa. What's your first name? Bob. Oh,
John.
cool. It's just Bob. Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
Or
How
you don't think he's
popular-
legitimately being shady?
I don't think so. I can imagine secretive. That's fine. It depends on whose idea it was to come on the damn show, because I'm pretty sure it was probably hers.
She could have used it as like a force into something way.
Right. There's always the couple that's like the one that actually called.
What do you mean?
Japan TV audience demand for 90-day fiance.
Ooh.
I'm just curious.
Now she's, yeah.
Oh, you know what it probably is they're so far behind.
Oh.
It looks like right now, 90-Day Fiance the other way with fucking Evelyn and Corey is what's
airing there right now.
It's what's jiving right now. So they're really behind. Holy shit.
Poor sweet Japanese people. I'm sorry you're stuck with that.
They're not going to know about Victoria and Sean until Victoria and Sean have already divorced. So what about Katie and Alejandro?
I like them.
They're cute.
They are cute. They seem very genuine. There's not this contrived drama. I mean, their conflict that they're showing seems kind of legit. You know, like, where are we going to live? You know, how are we going to make this work? That's a legit issue. And that stuff is interesting if you have compelling people with those storylines. And TLC needs to go back to that formula, because the current crop of bullshit is anyway.
Wow. UK will get there when
it's a
they
good
run
palate cleanser
when
right
they
now,
run out of
though.
UK
Yes.
natural drama.
Yes.
It's going to turn into some weird shit box.
But for now, it is reminiscent of 90 Days Past. So
Yeah, I don't have much to say about them. I think their conflict just comes from like family members' approval and logistics, and
yeah, they seem like a very genuine relationship. You know, I think it's adorable when Katie is trying to make all the small talk with his dad, and she's talking about the potato, and it's actually a grapefruit. She's sitting there because the skin apparently kind of looked like a potato. So it looked like he had this round potato sitting out on his plate. And she thought that was an odd choice for breakfast, just like a round baked potato type of thing. She thought that was odd. So she started making comments on it, and she speaks very limited Spanish. So she's trying to do this through the translation app, where she actually reads the translation, not the app doing the speaking, which I think is adorable. She's really, really trying. She's making an effort. She keeps going on about how much she likes potatoes and this and that. He cuts it open and it's a grapefruit. And she's like, oh shit. And then she totally was like, oh yeah, whoops, sorry. Here I was going off about potatoes. Yeah. And it's really funny. And I thought it was just a nice, funny, heartfelt family, you know.
I can imagine him just being like, I thought it was the Irish that really liked potatoes. This girl's really about the spuds.
I mean, let's be honest, you know.
I mean,
you're not going to turn down a fully loaded baked potato. Fully loaded baked potato for breakfast. Why not?
Oh my God. Hey, shit, I would.
Breakfast potato.
Breakfast potato. What about Richard and Kathleen?
Okay, so the more I watch of them, the more they're showing his like normal human side. And I'm like, okay, he's not a dick 100% of the time.
Misogynistic bar hopping side you thought last time?
Yeah, like there's this other side to him, right? You know, and he's talking about how much he loves Kathleen and this and that, and I, you know, you see it a little bit in the following episode where they go to get matching couple tattoos, which we all know is bad. But yeah, they go to get these tattoos of camels with king and queen crowns on their big toes. And basically she says, well, having these tattoos means he's not going to go cheat on me again. Sure.
Because everyone's going to look at his big toe.
Right. That's good. Yeah. And ask him and stop. Couples tattoos will not make someone stop you from cheating if they're going to cheat. And then he was basically saying now, every time I look down at my toe, I'll, think of her and blah, 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 blah.
That's so bizarre.
And I know. And then he also says something along the lines of, it's a bonding experience. We'll do it together and it will seal us forever. It means we're going to be together forever. No, again, much like tattoos cannot physically stop somebody from cheating on you, couples tattoos will not physically stop you from getting a divorce. It happens all the time. In fact, what is the saying about tattoos? You get a couple's tattoo, you get the person's name tattooed on, you're basically signing your own divorce decree type of thing,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some loophole for international couplings. I don't know.
It's when it's a king and queen. But they are kind of adorable together. And we learn that he has a son that we didn't know about.
Yeah.
We thought it was just him, and he's got this son, and that's all really cute and stuff. And he's actually kind of, he likes to be taken care of. He likes a woman to take care of. He likes those traditional roles. Fine. But clearly they play that up, a lot as his thing. But this episode, we were also treated to him hosting the naked trivia night quiz show thing. So it's a room full of naked old British people with really bad teeth, and it was horrifying because you watch it on. This is on Discovery Plus, so they show it all. There's no blurring involved. They show everything. Yeah.
But were there any kebabs?
I did not see any kebabs.
Damn.
Of any variety. Thank God.
Nude trivia kebab night. That would have been better.
I don't know what they could have eaten kebabs with given the status of their mouthful teeth situation, but I mean, I guess it's good for other kinds of scenarios.
No, don't put kebab up there.
Depends what kind of kebab you're smoking.
That's not where kebab goes.
That's not where kebab goes.
Respect the kebab.
Oh my God, there's the name of this episode. That's not where kebab goes.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my God. So that's kind of what I think of them. That's going to be interesting. We got a little bit of his ex-wife or his baby mama, and she's like, yeah, he's never been, he's always had a wandering eye. We'll see. Anyway, your thoughts?
That was it. It's always him not having a track record of being faithful. It's that's always going to be something, but.
And the jealous girlfriend.
Right. I'm like, that combination is going to be great.
Yeah.
And then we toss in what he does for a living.
Right.
And all the strippers and kebabs and taxis and pub. But don't worry, he has a camel toe. And that's going to keep him from cheating.
It didn't even occur to me. That's a camel toe. They got camel toes. Oh my fucking God. You guys, they got camel toe tattoo. Oh my God. Did they not fake?
That's why I thought it was funny. It was like,
it didn't even occur to me, that aspect of it. I was just thinking the absurdity of a fucking camel with a crown on it on your big toe, which just seemed fucking bizarre.
Yeah, I don't
but people's tattoos, everyone has their thing.
It probably means something to them.
Yeah, it means they're stupid enough.
Did we see Emma and I never say his name right. Hossein?
Yes. Where, bless her heart, she believes that he actually is in love with her.
He's a piece of man.
He's a lot of pieces of man. Holy
Like,
shit.
holy shit.
I feel like he'd crush me.
And I never like crush up with the guys, but I was just like,
Yeah, that's
he's man enough to make the man bag look manly.
Yeah.
I was
he
like,
doesn't just pull off that man bag. He makes it look manly. Yeah, this dude.
Excuse me. But I don't know. I mean,
I also think he's secretly gay.
no, my gaydar doesn't ding ding ding. When
It
I
totally
see him.
does with me. And he's doing the Tunisian love rat thing where he's the young guy on Instagram who works out and posts his pictures, who's not getting a real job doing anything else. So he's in that lower class of people. We've talked about this ad nauseum before. For years, we've talked about this, right? Since the Danielle and Muhammad storyline, that this is this class of men in, I would say predominantly Muslim countries, but it could be others as well, that they, go after this older white lady because they can get it's their ticket out, right? This is what they do. And there's websites dedicated to it. And I feel like this guy is the next Aladdin and Laura, you know what I mean? Or even an Usman and Kim / Usman and Lisa situation, right? Like where the younger guy and the older white lady.
Mm. Well, they haven't had sex, have they? Well,
No,
that's
they have
not
not.
even. Well, and that's not even just attraction. Like I feel like every time we're dealing with, that area of the world,
Right.
sex is kind of
It's different. It's viewed culturally. It's viewed different.
Yeah.
in
So
Iran,
like
yeah.
she's thinking, oh, I'm gonna run over there and he's gonna fucking snap me in half, and like
Mhm.
he's like.
So they've been
no.
together 7 years allegedly, and they've met one time for like 4 days or something.
Mhm.
But she thinks he's going to propose. Or no, he proposed through the phone or through the video call and then sent her the ring, which she's like, it's massive. I'm like, bet that's not real, which is fine. Doesn't have to be real, but
Doesn't have to be. He's
it certainly
massive.
does not have to be.
He's massive. That's okay.
It's massive. She did say his pecker's the size of her head.
Wait, that shape is not.
I don't know. I hope
Pecker's
I hope
the
it's not the
size of her-
size. I hope it's not the shape. I mean, I don't know. That feels like it would hurt. I mean, people talk a big
Who
game about
compares a dick to the size of their head?
right. It's not like she's even had it inside any part of her body.
Maybe she had it next to her head.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Usually I hear like arm or comparison to a vegetable.
His yummy yum. She wants the yummy yum.
She just wants a toy boy. But that's what she's gonna get.
Mm-hmm. Which would be
If you-
fine.
Like our equivalent of fuck boys are like
That's what he is. That's totally what he is, I think. And I think that that's fine with her. And she's fine giving him gifts in exchange for the admiration and whatnot. And if that's, as long as that's understood by all parties, then, I have no problem with it. Like but it seems like it's a very transactional relationship in that sense. But she thinks it's like actually love, or she's deluding herself into believing it's actually love when she knows deep down it's not, because, she's buying him all the things. And, when you're in a relationship, you share money sometimes and you buy things and, you want to send gifts to your beloved. But I think in this case, it's, he has requested it and demanded things, and yet she thinks that he really loves her. But yeah, no, this is what they do. Look up Tunisian love rats, people. If you guys don't know it, and if you're new to listening to us, if you are, thank you for joining us.
Is it hard? Is it hard to get into the UK?
That I don't know.
I have to look at it because, it's an interesting change. I'm like, I know everyone's, oh, you want to get to America, but it's like, is the UK really that difficult to
Get into that you have to. Well, maybe from Iran it is. I don't know.
Anyway, he's a good piece of man meat, and if he gets to the UK and he gets set free, then UK just gets a little bit more.
Yeah.
Franks for their bean plate.
We're all good. They all enjoy their spotted dick together.
You know what's sad is because I am attracted to him, he probably is not straight.
See, now your gaydars you're gonna watch it again. You're gonna be like, So
that was my track record in college. So
yeah, it was. So.
But I like the man bags. Okay. Fuck. You go to Pat and Sam.
Well, I mean, maybe he goes both ways. Maybe, should be fine.
Fucking sexy ass pendulum.
I mean, yeah, that's generally not the type of guy that I go for, but I could see that being very attractive on like a,
I just like to look at it. I would never want to touch it. I would just look at it.
I would be scared it would snap me in half. And I mean, I'm not a small person, so, but I feel like he would still snap me in half.
Yeah, just like to look at it.
Touch the muscles. Can you tote it, but you just need an egg? Or maybe you have all the eggs. Do you even know what your ovarian reserve is? Did you know that 1 out of 6 couples struggle with infertility? Seriously, that's a staggering statistic that most people don't know or aren't ready to talk about. But we need good data and information about our bodies in order to have informed conversations with our doctors and make the best decisions for ourselves and our futures. What if I told you that you could get important fertility insight without going to the doctor or even leaving home? The traditional guidance with fertility has been just wait and see. I know, I've been through it myself. There's got to be a better way. But now we have tools to help us plan for and track everything in our lives. Wellness, finances, careers, school. Why is fertility still just wait and see? That's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. You'll get insight into your hormone levels, your ovarian reserve, aka how many eggs you have compared to other women your age. Like, can you tote your own egg or do you need somebody else's egg? And other really important fertility factors. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also download the results to review with your doctor for the next steps. Traditional testing can cost over $1,000, but Modern Fertility gets you the same information at a fraction of the price. If you go to modernfertility.com/fraudcast, you can get $20 off your test. Also, if you have an HSA or FSA, you can put those dollars towards Modern Fertility, which is great. If you want kids today or maybe one day in the future, clinically sound information about your body now can help you make the right decision that's right for you. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/fraudcast. That means your test will cost $179 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/fraudcast. That's modernfertility.com/fraudcast. Hey, Fraudcasters, are you one of the 30 million women that are impacted by weakened or thinning hair? If you're among them, know that you're not alone and that there is a solution that you can trust to deliver results. Thousands of women have taken back control of their hair with Nutrafol, with many users raving that the supplement not only transformed their hair, but restored their confidence too. Nutrafol offers 2 targeted formulas for women that are clinically shown to improve hair growth and thickness with less shedding through all stages of life. Healthier hair growth takes time. You'll begin to experience thicker, stronger, faster growing hair in 3 to 6 months. And in a clinical study, 86%, that's 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. More than 1,500 top doctors recommended Nutrafol as an effective and high-quality solution for healthier hair. Nutrafol is physician formulated to be 100% drug-free. They use medical-grade botanicals in consistently effective dosages so you get the most reliable results. Visit Nutrafol.com and take their hair wellness quiz for personalized product recommendations that are unique to your hair's needs. Personally, I take the balanced formula, and as I've been growing my hair back out after I shaved it off a few years ago, so it's been really fantastic for that. You can grow thicker and healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code Fraudcast to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is the best offer anywhere and is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code Fraudcast.
I wish I could even, I wish I could like let you know my friend that I was talking to last night who got absolutely smashed in New York City last night.
Uh-oh.
And she sends me a message and she goes, there was a bicep guy. And she's so drunk sending me this message and she's squeezing her hands together. She's like, bicep guy, bicep guy. I was like, are you at home? Are you safe?
Bicep guy. What?
That's all she said. There was 5 messages of her like squeezing her hands together going, bicep guy, bicep guy.
I'm like, what? Oh God.
Anyways, I think I was thinking Pat and Sam. Pat and Sam.
Oh, the gay couple. We have not met them yet.
No. Pat and Sam. She's the redhead lady.
Oh, yeah, no. We didn't see them. The guy from Pakistan, we did not.
Maybe I'm too far ahead. Okay, we're just gonna keep going.
I have not seen them.
The couple you're thinking about,
Callum and Marvin. We're about to see them.
I keep forgetting how fresh the season is.
Mm-hmm.
And how they hold off, because we're probably going to stop seeing some of the couples so that we can make room for these two.
Yeah.
For a couple episodes.
Yeah. Okay, let's look. What else? Katie and Alejandro, Victoria and Sean. Okay. Bridie and Host. He's from Lebanon.
Oh,
they didn't show a lot of them.
I keep thinking his name was Bridie.
Her name is Bridie. Yeah.
Bridie.
They're interesting because it was hard to tell at first, like how genuine this relationship might be. But like, I definitely feel like now that I'm seeing more of it, I feel like there is some authenticity there, at least on her behalf. Like she really does. She buys into this relationship. It's harder to tell with him.
Mm-hmm.
And because this could be just like they keep showing him talking with his uncle and how America and all this stuff, or no, not America, but UK, like anywhere but here, all of this stuff. And so it's harder to know, but there seem to be these glimpses where it seems like a genuine relationship, but he could be just, putting on the charm, aka Tunisian lover.
I think he's pretty fixed on her though. Like
it. Yeah. I mean, that's where my gut is going, but
yeah, I mean, I go. They're both gamers. They met online gaming, and
okay.
I'm going to say that those relationships are usually pretty solid and true. well, a lot of the times, like when you're on online gaming, you don't always see the person first,
right.
You chat with them for a while and you kind of get to know them. And then
you follow.
Like this guy obviously he's attractive. He says it gets him unwanted attention. So
right. And she gets very jealous about his attention, the attention he gets.
I'm like, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's not bicep man, but like
bicep.
I mean, Lebanese men are just anyways.
I don't know. I mean, I think he's kind of attractive to me, but
he's very attractive.
Okay. All right.
But you also have like that. He's probably that nerdy, like, oh, I don't want attention kind of thing. But,
but if he's like a geeky gamer, and I say that with all the love in the world, I have a household full of gamers, remember, and you.
I don't. Well, it depends. I'll tell you a story later, but it depends on if people think he's
like
bad.
I think. What was I say about that? I mean, he's the kinds of women that are attracted to him physically or whatever aren't necessarily like compatible with him personality wise.
Right?
He likes this. If he's a gamer, he's gonna like other gamers, right?
You're going to like people that accept that you want to spend your day gaming.
Right. And understand that. And other gamers will do that. Right.
Other gamers will not do that.
So I'm wondering, obviously, it seems like he found his compatibility, and I don't think she's an unattractive person. I don't think that they're like mismatched in that regard. I just think it's it was harder to tell at first whether he's sincere, but I think you're right. I think you're right on that one.
Yeah, I just hope that they have they've talked for a while of their interest to get the bond them on that one.
Yeah. So what about Sean and Christine? So Christine comes over from the Philippines with their son Christian. And then first thing she's like is, oh my God, your flat is this pigsty, which is why are so many of the 90-day men like this? I thought it was, obviously, it's not just an American phenomenon, because we had many of these guys where these girls came over and they're immediately like, this place is a pigsty. Eric and Lita were memorable in that regard, although they're memorable for a lot of other reasons. I'd rather forget them, but we've had this, right? So.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
she's just like, and then she's like looking through the cabinets or whatever. And he puts his dirty dishes away in the cabinets. He uses them and just puts them away without washing them. Now
that's bizarre.
What kind of fucking psychopath is this guy? That's what he does.
I'm not even going to wrap that up saying it's a man thing. He's got a problem.
That's not a man thing. That's not something that we have seen before. Like we have seen, okay, they're messy. They don't put their dishes in the dishwasher. They don't do whatever. Not washing your dishes and leaving them out is completely different than not washing them and putting them back in the fucking cabinet. And then they're showing glimpses, corners of the rest of his place that it all is kind of a pigsty. And what woman, what heterosexual woman going into a relationship with a cis man, let me just add, that is where they haven't walked into a complete pigsty bachelor pad, right? Like, haven't we all done that at some point?
No.
As heterosexual women? No. And then, whether you stay with the person or continue dating them is a whole other story. But I feel like we've all, like in college or at that age, something, if you didn't go to college, just like at that age.
I didn't go to a lot of guys' rooms in college. Like my ex-husband was really messy, but
he's really messy. And
that was just laziness. And then my boyfriend in college was
gay,
never in his
and gay.
I think like I don't know if sexuality really affects it, but I think guys in general, I guess you can't clump it all together, have a different threshold for
what is acceptable to live in when they're young, young men.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of different faucets in it now. Like I remember, and it's just how I was raised by my mother. Was that, and this goes into like old school thinking, is that the cleaning is always going to fall on the woman. Not that you have to, but she kind of said it in a way that like, dude, men are fucking lazy. So if you want a clean house, you're going to have to do it yourself.
Well, it's, of course, the generalization, not all men.
Yeah, I'm not trying to generalize, but it's just a lot has changed in 30 years.
Well, but that was my experience back in the day when, not guys this guy's age, but guys who live alone, never had, wherever they're at in their life, where they're living alone, maybe with a roommate, maybe not. But having not really been in a relationship, you know what I mean? Like all they want to do is like game and eat, Doritos, which,
Well, and there's also though, I think I would have been more annoyed that he didn't take the time to clean in preparation for me to come. Like if that's how you lived, if you lived in a pigsty and you were happy with that,
you didn't make the effort. Yes,
you didn't
totally
care because it was just you. That's fine, but he didn't think. Wow, this person.
Let me make it nice for her.
It could be his mom, a friend coming over, his fucking cousin. Right. You don't make an effort to make your place welcoming on the hygienic side. Then,
right?
I think he maybe after a while. I mean, he's 41. Right, that shit becomes a habit.
And you don't notice it.
And it becomes okay. Like we've seen hoarders, right?
Right.
Where they go, oh, this is the cleanest room in the house. And it's literally a pathway to the stove and a window that they can't even escape out of.
Right.
So
right. Fire waiting to happen on the stove, Yeah, totally. The not making an effort and not having his son's room because he claims, he doesn't have the money, which if he doesn't have the money for it, that's fine. But there's like just shit everywhere. You don't need money to move the stuff against walls and make a bed accessible. You know what I mean? Like you don't need money to do that. You don't need money to spray down the countertops. And she's like, okay, yeah, you're going to watch the kid and I'm going to clean this place from top to bottom because you're a fucking pig. And you're going to lose some weight because you gotten fat.
Right. I change one thing at a time. One thing at a time.
She's just like, no, none of this is acceptable.
If he gets up to put his dishes in the sink and wash them, he'll burn extra calories. We'll start there.
Start there. There you go. But it's hard to dislike aspects of him because he's just so genuinely excited to see her and his son and have that family. And that is so like his exuberance about that is just like, oh, that's cute,
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Oh, and I need to tell her I have no money.
Right.
Like, really, you've been together how long and you have a kid and she isn't aware of what your finances are? I call bullshit on that. Like maybe she doesn't realize how low they are, but because you've always managed to make it work for her, you give her the bulk of your money instead of doing things with it yourself. But like I feel like you would have some sense of
not always.
Yeah.
I think she would have to like really push for that.
maybe I'm just feeling like that's too commonsensical.
You're thinking that's something that you would request as a partner.
Yes.
A lot of the times I don't think they think about it until they're there.
Because he's always just like, oh, I want to do it. It's interesting. Like you said, he didn't make an effort to clean the place for him, but he makes such an effort to like send her money and to make sure her other kids are, taken care of and all this stuff. So he clearly does like taking care of her, but it's interesting that he doesn't see making the place nicer, cleaner for her as part of that. Interesting. Anyway, I think that wraps us up.
Yes, we're wrapped.
We're wrapped. Okay. We will be back next week with the next installment of 90 Day UK. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.